Pringle looking towards Agard. Ravel, ambitious, but brilliant! I don't believe it! I swear I do not believe it! And they are back on terms!
Hello and welcome again to New York Talk. Today we have the review of the 2-1 loss to Accrington Stanley on Tuesday night, and we are going to look ahead to our first away game of the season, which is Wigan Athletic on Saturday, which should be a pretty big game. We have Danny Odenglaze with us again. Thank you for joining us, Danny.
No worries, pleasure as always.
Ben's back with us. Hello, Benjamin.
Right.
And Michael is with us. Unfortunately, he is not in a car park in Wales. He is back home. Nice to have you back in civilization.
It's good to be back in God's country, as you pointed out on social media. And I managed to get it right the way across the border without any refugees in the back of my boot. So I tell you what, they're a nightmare in Wales. Trying to get back over the border back into England. You've got to be really careful.
Is it the Welsh trying to get back into England?
Yeah.
Ah.
Fair enough.
Different COVID rules over here, you see.
That's true. Yeah, fair point. Right, so let's crack on. Like I say, we'll start with the 2-1 loss to Accrington in the first round of the Carabao Cup. We will go sadly from us, and just 2 goals from Accrington, obviously. Danny, you were there. There was at the end of the day, I suppose it doesn't matter, but there's still things we've got to point out and go through because there was some issues, particularly the first half was a very, very poor performance, weren't it?
Yeah, I mean, the first half, I mean, you can put it down to there being only 4 players on the pitch who started Saturday. So a little bit of cohesion issue, but I can see why Warney's done that because he needs to get minutes into everybody before kicking on with the season a little bit. And I mean, the first half, yeah, it wasn't our best performance, but it was good for the new signings to sort of just bed in a little bit, which I think they did. I think in the first half, Ollie Rathbone, whichever one it is, he was certainly a standout in the first half, and Adoffin started to show what it was all about as well. So that's good to see. But the only one who had a bit of a shaky start was, we'll call him Reg, because it's easier to say than Edmonds Green, isn't it? But he started a bit slow. He looked a little bit lost in the first half, but by the second half, we were starting to find his feet a little bit, which is good to see from a new signing. But yeah, first half were poor overall, but it was good that the new signings were starting to find the feet a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Accrington played most of their first team, as far as best we could tell from not being an Accrington fan. But I knew several of their players, which suggests they played their strongest team. And for me, we got bullied in that first half. Like I said, Edmonds Green was not as strong as I thought it could have been. Matic's not a natural centre back, and he was very loose, shall we say, against Dion Charles for the first goal, which gave him far too much space. But it's a learning curve. Though we now got minutes in the bank, and we've also got next time with Accrington, we've got a much better idea of how they played. I was fairly impressed with them, but bearing in mind it wasn't our strongest 11. Yeah, we can't give too much credit, I suppose. Mick, Mr. Vocal about it not mattering. Go on.
You've said it, Matt. As far as I'm concerned, it's just time on pitch. That's all it is. Letting the new lads sort of bed themselves in a little bit, get a bit of game time. Edmonds Green's had about 45 minutes of game time, I think, pre-season, hasn't he? So I don't have a problem with it whatsoever. Whether it's a good or bad performance overall is not massively important. It's about the players learning to play with each other. Getting used to each other, getting used to what's expected of them. For me, it's a pre-season friendly, and I know we want to win every game, but I'm quite glad we're out, to be honest.
Fair enough. Ben, are you in the same boat?
I mean, yeah, there. Obviously, I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch it. But looking on the highlights, their 2 goals came from a long goal kick and a throw-in. Take that I want. It's not really open play. A goal kick, out keeper's hands and a throw-in, and then 10 seconds later he scores. I'm not classing that as open play. So I think that's a good sign. Then again, our goal was from a set piece, so that kind of balances out, which is not good. One thing I did see on the highlights, which really, really annoyed me, was Sadly taking shots from 60 yards out every 2 minutes.
But they were all on target, though.
Yeah, they were all on target. Didn't score from any of them, though.
Well, it scored from 1 in the end.
Yeah, he scored from 1.
With a free kick, right, yeah. But the other ones is a bit of a waste of possession, really.
Okay. Yeah, well, Paul Warren said afterwards, or in the preview to Wigan's game, that it feels like Sadly is trying a little bit too hard.
We'd be doing a few laps with our managers.
Okay. I think he is trying to hard. On Tuesday. He just took an extra touch. He tried to take on the man and the pass back would have been much easier. I do think he's trying a little bit too hard because he's not playing, so he's got to try doing something extra special to try and force his way back into the team. Like it's an excellent goal, but there were a few of the moments. He didn't have a faultless performance for me, sadly, but he did okay, I suppose. Danny, before we come back to Rotherham players, the referee on Tuesday night.
Gavin Ward.
It wasn't Gavin Ward. I've lost his name now.
Will Finney. That's who it was.
Will Finney.
Mr. Finney.
He was inconsistent, giving soft free kicks. Not many of them to us either.
Oh. Well, bear in mind, I was in the family stand for that game because I wandered round to where my mates were sitting. Safe to say there was some very choice language coming from the family stand towards that referee.
Yeah.
There was a young lass sat behind me, and when the referee were lining up, I think it was for corners, we always had to go into the box and have a word with everybody. And she says from the back, does he have to tell them like it's going to be a corner every single time? And it takes about a minute every time to take a corner. And I went, yeah, get him told, say it louder. But I think one of the few correct decisions he got all evening was the free kick that led to our goal. Other than that, some of the challenges from Accrington that he gave their way were very soft, you know. And he got booed off at full time, which is nice to see. Football's well and truly back if you get to see that.
Yeah, they were one of the. They reminded me a little bit of Wickham last season. That they were clearly very big and strong. They clearly had that in their armoury, but they were very, very happy to go down after with a little bit of contact. And the referee just sang their tune.
Yeah, they were very happy to waste time at the back as well. At
1-1 as well.
Yeah, like their keeper took forever to take goal kicks, and it's one of their defenders. I think it was Nottingham. Always had to go up and like hold the keeper's hands. Just go, yeah, come on, okay, go and lead him off to take it. It's like, but yeah, I agree completely. They remind me very much of Wickham, but it's a good test to show how teams of that calibre will line up against us. And it's like Warney said in his interview, we need against teams like that, we need to play it out from the back more rather than just trying to hit it on the head, because it'd be like hitting a square peg into a round hole. It just won't work. But if we learn how to break them down correctly, which he says we need to learn how to do, then, you know, I'm looking forward to the next game against Accrington, because hopefully we'll know how to get through them that time.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that's not a blueprint of, right, they're a big, strong physical team and we've got no idea. We've got to learn, because it's League One. You're going to get big, strong physical teams. That's what League One is half made up of.
You just said they were a big, strong physical team, but they were going down.
They used the strength very well. So if they want to go long to Dion Charles or Colby Bishop, they went long and they won a lot of headers. Right, Richard Wood weren't playing, so we're missing out probably our best defender in the air. And you've got Matic there instead of probably Harding, who again Harding's better in the air. But they use that strength and physicality to their benefit in the danger areas.
It's not impressive if you're just going to go down. It's not impressive because you can get away with it. I could be big, strong and physical if I'm going to go down every 2 minutes because no one will touch me. So it's not that impressive, is it? when you get someone who knows the tricks of the trade, like Woody, it's not going to work. It's not going to work when you know someone who's been there and done that, had to get away with little pugs and little tugs and holds and stuff. And you know someone who get away with that, it won't work. So
yeah, they just sort of bullied us. They bullied us in several senses of the word, not only because of their physical strength, but they bullied us in terms of their. You won't like the word, Ben, but the nous of how to win fouls. They bullied us in that sense as well. As other teams have done in the past.
They use the intimidation word like bullying and then say winning fouls. You can't use them two words in the same sentence. Bullying and winning fouls are on the opposite ends of the spectrum. So let's not use bullying as the right word.
We could say that Accrington's pendulum swings from one end to other. In some areas they bully, and in other times they're very smart winning tackles.
Yeah. But can they only bully because they win fouls? If they didn't win fouls, then they wouldn't be able to bully because we'd be able to use our physicality. But it's a non-contact sport nowadays, isn't it? So you're not allowed to play.
I said that in the vlog video because I said the ref doesn't understand it's a contact sport.
I watch basketball, which is a well-established fact. It's a non-contact sport, and there is more contact in that than our sport. Let's be real. It's sometimes it's funny, man. It's really funny.
I think whether it's non-contact or contact sport, you push the limits. So if you're a non-contact sport, you are going to push the physical limits. Whereas if it's meant to be a contact sport, you'll push the limits of the other way because you're going to try and win fouls. It goes whatever type of sport it is, you're going to find them limits.
Not in other contact sports.
You can't really push non-contact in rugby, though, can you?
Oh, no. That's my point. Football's meant to be a contact physical game. I don't see. Remember the saying shoulder to shoulder. Shoulder to shoulder now is a yellow card, red card sometimes. It's like, really?
I think you're right, Ben, and you know, this is a problem that seems to be exclusive to football as a sport as well. I don't see cheating in any other sport at this level. It's just endemic within football. On a slightly different topic, I don't know whether any of you have seen it, but there's a documentary just been released by Al Jazeera TV about state of football. I'm about halfway through it, and let me tell you, it's up on YouTube. Can't remember what it's called now, but if you search Al Jazeera football, it's about the third one down. It is fantastic. It is fascinating, and I tell you now, it is absolutely bent. Completely corrupt, the EFL, looking at it. Honestly, it's scary. It's really scary.
Going back to the state of football, why other sports aren't like it, there is no respect in football. You see when a foul's given, 5 players swarm around the referees. Other sports, that's a foul, that's a penalty in other sports. You see rugby players, every other sport, referee, sir, go away. Yeah, I'm going away. Speak to the captain. It's not like that in football. Oh, ref, do you see this in his face? Tell him to F off, he's blind and stuff. There's no respect. And this is where it comes from because referees have such a hard job nowadays because they don't get respected by anyone. No one likes referees. Who likes referees? Nobody. No one calls them sir. No one calls them. But no one does respect. No one calls them sir.
But then you get people. You get people like Finney from Tuesday night reffing games. And you can't have respect because they're playing to the hands of.
Can't have respect.
We're going off a massive tangent. The reason Accrington did what they did was because the referee allowed them to do it. If the referee had said, "Right, if that's soft, I'm not giving soft fouls," then they wouldn't have done it. They wouldn't have been allowed to do it. The referees have caused this in the first place.
Yeah, they have. But the referees can't change it because if they have 5 players swarming them and they give each of them a yellow card, everyone's doing it on Twitter saying, "Oh, what's football? This is the problem. We've gone too far in one way. We can't switch it back." And it's stuck. It's genuinely stuck. Football is not going to be the sport it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, ever. It's not. It's going to go down in ratings. Less people are going to watch it. I promise you right now. I don't watch it. I don't watch Rotherham. You think I'm watching Premier League? You know, see quality of that last year. Jesus Christ! I'll go down to Millmore or Stubbing and watch that.
I'm not fed up with Millmore.
I will get in the last word on the referee. The man took 90 minutes to give that keeper a yellow card for time wasting, and he was doing it throughout the game.
Yeah, they were doing it from 0-0. Literally, the first minute was crazy.
Yeah, they were just like, "Oh no, just take your time." Oh, look, my mate Nottingham's coming to have a word with me. Oh, just have a chat with him. No, get on with it. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Back onto the players. Josh Cody started his first game for Rotherham United. Danny, there's lots and lots to be positive about him. It's certainly not a finished article, but again, we talk about ticking boxes. He ticks a lot of the right boxes of being a striker.
Yeah, he does. But I'd put it down to his experience, especially in the Rotherham squad and with our players. Because, I mean, we've seen flashes of what he's capable of. Like he's shown flashes of being a really strong and physical player. He's shown flashes of being a really technical player. And he's shown flashes of being a striker who's able to beat people and just play through them. But at the same time, he's still very greenhorn in certain aspects. You know, like when to make that run, when to make that pass. But I'm very confident with what I've seen of him so far. It's just pushing him that bit further, you know, make him a more of a regular first teamer, and I think he'll be a really quality player. He does remind me more of a Freddie Ladipo striker than a Michael Smith striker, though. That's the nature of his game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he's built like Smith, but he doesn't use that physicality yet. Hopefully, he'll learn. If you're going to learn off somebody, Michael Smith is a perfect guy to learn how to use your strength and weight and bully the defenders. He's also got a massive throw as well, which I didn't realise he had until Tuesday night.
Yeah,
it's
like,
launched a couple in the box.
Yeah, you kind of want to hit box, don't you? Not
yeah.
Depends how I can throw it. Maybe you can get inside in box.
Yeah, possible. But he made his first start for the club. So did Hakimi Midulf and Ollie Rathbone. Shea Ferguson's first start for the club, as we've already mentioned. Edmonds Green's first start for the club. It was really important to get these minutes under the belt, but a lot of these will probably start Saturday. You won't be surprised to see Adolfin start Saturday. Rathbone might start Saturday. It was almost a prep for Saturday's game. Okay. We appear to have lost Mick and Ben. So, Danny, do you think how many of those could you see starting for Saturday?
I think we've just lost Mick, and we've just lost Ben. But yeah, I can see Rathbone potentially starting Saturday because of the way Barley's are played. Because Barley's looked a little bit off it, so I can see Rathbone coming in and is playing a bit more of an attacking midfield rather than a sitting midfield. But if we do decide to play a sitting midfield, I can see a Doffin starting. So, and then the question is, do you have Ferguson or Miller on your left side? That's, would you want pace late or no pace to start with? That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah, it's because Chio start. Chio came on at half time, and we're typical Chio. So Chio's going to start. He seems to be growing into that into the full-back role, wing-back role, very, very impressively.
When you say full-back, I mean, if anyone watches
wing-back
football, you say full-back. It's not. If anyone watches football, it's the opposite of a full-back. It made me laugh, that's all. It's just, yeah, I found it funny. It won't be a very good full-back, let me tell you.
I mean, it's literally the position in
in proper football. But in football, it won't be a very good full-back. I'm just saying that.
Isn't the old-fashioned term a half-back for what Chio's position is?
I think it probably is, yeah.
I think it probably is, yeah. Yeah, you might be right. Mick, you know about that, don't you? Back when they used to have 2 defenders and 7 strikers or whatever it used to be.
And goalie when?
Cool. Goalie when, obviously. Yeah.
I thought it was goalie when.
If anybody wants to have a look on YouTube, we've got Danny's Matchday vlog. Goalie when needed is goalie when, so goalie when needed. I think loads of people call it different things. Anyway. Okay. Anyway, if anybody wants to have a look at Danny's Matchday vlog, that's up on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. So go over there, search New York Talk, and you'll see it up on there. Go through. You will see Sadlier's goal. We haven't talked about Sadlier's goal. But finish on that, Danny. An excellent free kick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I've just said, go and watch the video for my reaction and my mate's reactions. We were just completely took off guard by that goal. I've seen a few people complain about the sort of Icelandic chant we did beforehand. But I liked it. It was new, it got us going a bit. But it took us so much by surprise Like the last time I
Yeah.
saw a free kick like that was when Barley's put it in against Blackpool a couple of seasons ago.
Mm.
But I think this one just tops it because it were about 25, 30 yards out or so. And I mean, it's worth watching our highlights just for that. And mind Accrington's 2 goals, just watch it for sad players.
Yeah, definitely. One fact issues. What I will say is you could throw the blame at Victor Johansson's feet for both goals. I think it was questionable for certain for the first one. The second one, I've got a bit more sympathy for him because the initial save is a fantastic save, but he's pushed it straight up in the air and it's just come back down. And that might have been ultra harsh, but you can question Johansson for that, can't you?
You can question him. That's me. My Wi-Fi is impossible. I'm very bad at the minute. Did you ask me or Danny?
I asked Mick.
Oh, did you?
I'm sorry. My Wi-Fi is awful. I'm sorry. My Wi-Fi is awful.
I don't think mine's much better either, but I think you can blame him for that. I don't think there's any reason for him to push it straight up in the air. I think that was poor effort. He should have gone off the back of that bar. He just help it off the bar, take a corner, and that's that. But the defenders should have been switched on as well. We can't be letting them get to that second ball. Sorry, that's so. But it is what it is, isn't it? So it's every day's a school day and all that.
He's a young keeper. He's trying to get as much as possible, and he learns to take the safe option. But I mean, centre back sat there having a cup of tea. I know it's nice watching keepers next save and that, but you got to switch on a little bit, haven't you?
Yeah, and even the first one, Matic's done him absolutely no favours there, and the striker's very clever in terms of the shot. He's unsighted Johansson. Yes, Johansson could have done better, but Matic stitched him up a little bit there. But
clever shot, you mean on target. I mean,
it's just the timing of taking the shot and sort of taking it round Matic. If you watch Danny's videos, that's a really good angle of why Matic's not really helped him because he takes it from behind Matic, which means Johansson then can't see it.
He's not a goalkeeper, but I feel like that should have been saved by an established goalkeeper. But
yeah, he's learning.
I'm not a goalkeeper, so I can't tell you.
I've noticed. A couple of bits of transfer news before we move on to Wigan Athletic. First
Mick,
of all,
were you a goalkeeper? Sorry.
I was, yeah.
No, not you, Mick. I'm Mick. 5'9".
Back in 50s, yeah.
Back in 50s. Did you have gloves back then? Didn't you?
No, we never wore gloves.
I thought they put Biggie's lad in there. Why'd they fit you?
I lost a lot of weight, mate.
Okay. Transfer news. First confirmed and second one about a rejected bid. So to Jola Bowler, I think, as signed from Arsenal on a 3-year deal on an undisclosed fee, but the reports are it's very, very minimal. Can play properly full-back, can play wing-back, can cover as a centre-back. He fits the bill. We needed somebody to cover for Matic for a long time, especially now with Matic getting more and more injured on a more regular basis. He could end up being a really important player if he plays well. Yeah.
And you don't get through through Arsenal Academy by being crap, do you?
Said that about Jay.
Well, exactly. It's come through the same structure as Shemi Ajayi did. So who knows what we've always seen is a quick interview with lad, and we don't know, but it almost puts the cap on a really good transfer window for me. Potential, obviously, for maybe one more prior to the end of August. But
so striker.
What do you mean? Why?
Why do we need one more? Why is it a good transfer?
I think we just need that little bit of extra strength up front.
But I don't think
it's a extra competition.
Because if we finish mid-table, it's not a good transfer window, is it?
I said I think. I didn't say it were. I said I think it is.
I said it were.
No.
I think if you're going to play two up top, you need a fourth striker. You really struggle to play two up top and only have three strikers. Because number one, if you want to make several changes, you're stuck. You literally can't. And all it takes is one injury, and then you're down to bare bones up front. So you do need a fourth striker, which I think is top of the list. Ben.
I mean, I suppose I'm not a football manager, so I can't tell you
Keep
the
saying
What are
that.
you? You keep saying what you're not. What are you?
make a football player. I don't even know this sport. I don't know how you got me on here. Wrong football for me. Wrong football. Talking about fullbacks and everything. That got me confused.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, it's like a wide receiver, Ben.
Yeah, I'm a wide receiver.
No, Boller is like a wide receiver.
Oh, right. I thought you said he's centre back.
He can play centre back.
Left back, left
He's
wing
not a
back.
very good receiver if he's centre back. I mean, this is off topic, but centre back's not a
Anyway,
rare
should we go
athletic
back
position.
to
Move
proper
on.
sport?
Must have
Well,
brains
whatever.
hurting now.
So yeah, one rumour striker. I mean, we originally had to link with Sam Cosgrove. He's gone to Shrewsbury, so that's not happening. We'll keep an eye out for who comes in. I haven't. Danny, have you seen any names linked to striker other than the ones that are definitely not going to us?
No, this is a bit of a mystery. This one. I mean, I read the thing that Paul Davis published earlier today, saying that the striker that we've been pursuing for a long time isn't Sam Cosgrove. I mean, his name was on our list, but we had a fair few players in front of him at the same time. And I think this striker who we've made contact with, and we've sort of gone, right, your decision, and left it to the club's decision where to send him. I think he's the one that's always been our first target. But it's down to his club now because there's a bit of interest in League One for him as well. So I imagine it might be a Championship striker or potentially a young Premier League one. But you know, we've made contact. One, he spoke to the player and his agent, and it's just down to the club where they think the best fit for him will be now. And then hopefully we'll see something in the next couple of weeks for him. Hopefully.
Yeah, we can afford to be a bit patient. We're not bare bones, are we? So we can afford to be a bit patient this time of the season, which is a plus. Final bit of transfer news before we move on to the Wigan game. Broke today, Paul Davis reported that there has been a bid rejected by the club for an unnamed player. The Twitter consensus is that it appears to be Michael Smith, although a couple of names mentioned, that appears to be the one.
The Twitter consensus. What does that
consensus from Twitter.
I don't know.
Isn't
that survey that comes out every 10 years?
That is a census. Not the consensus. That's a census.
A consensus is a collective opinion.
Oh, right. So everyone on Twitter's opinion. All right. It must be true then. Go
on. Let's say it is Michael Smith, for argument's sake. It would have to be a pretty decent bid, Mick, because he is vital to the way we're playing. To replace him would be not impossible, but very difficult.
Yeah, it'd be difficult, yeah. My understanding, and I'm sure this is from Paul Davis, that the bids come from abroad, come from a foreign club. In which case, I can't see it being Michael Smith, to be perfectly honest. I'd be very surprised if it were for Smithy. More likely to be somebody like Dan Barlaser or somebody like that. So, I don't know. Either way, it's been turned down, so it's a moot point, really, isn't it? You know, they've been told to jog on and see what happens. Unless it's another one from Ipswich. Man, Ipswich might not realise we've sold Crooksy yet and be offered it.
If it were Ipswich, they'd be shouting from rooftops that they made a bid for somebody. Ipswich don't play in shadows, do they? They let everybody know what they're doing. So,
well, they might be just trying a different tactic. You know what I mean? Doing it by stealth and added an extra 10 bob on.
Yeah. Okay. Almost more importantly, Ben, is that the player has said we don't know. It's still the player's not interested in the move, and that's key to it as well. We all know Crooks wanted to go, but if a player's not interested in the move, that takes away almost all the interest from the club that's trying to put the bid in because the player's not interested.
It depends what clubs put it in though, because if it's Crew, and you say you don't want to go, they don't really offer much insight. But if it's Forest, for example, then it is because they want to stay at the club, and that's very good. It's hard to know without no information whatsoever, except there was a bid and it was rejected.
I know that we had a conversation a week or so ago about you thinking Jamaica when you're in Africa. But just to let you know that both Crewe and Nottingham are both in this country and so therefore are unlikely to be one of the overseas bidders on this
Yeah, I know. Yeah. All right then. If it was Shakhtar or someone from Albania, and he says no to Albania, it's different if he says no to Shakhtar. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just thought I'd have a dig. That's all. I know exactly what you meant. I was just trying to,
Bless them. Anyway, so that hopefully that's the last we hear of it. There's still a few weeks left of the transfer window, so who knows what can happen yet. But we'll all keep a very close eye on that. So looking ahead, Saturday afternoon, first away game, which will have Rotherham fans in again since March 2020. Hopefully, this one ends much better than that horrible day in Rochdale. Wigan Athletic. We go to Wigan Athletics. They lost their first game of the season. They went away to Sunderland, so it's their first home game of the season. It's one of those, Mick, that again, Ben won't like us saying it, but it looks like they've had a really good transfer window, and they look well set. I know they've lost the first game of the season, but this, in theory, on paper, should be a really good test for us.
What makes you think that they have had a good start? They've signed where
they've had a good start.
Lost the first game of the season. What makes you think it's going to be? They've had a good season so far. They've lost the first game.
I didn't say they had a good season.
What did you say?
I said on paper they've had a really good transfer window. They brought in League One's top scorer from last season. Bringing the top scorer from the league last season. It's a pretty good signing. Yeah,
it depends, doesn't it? Could be Will Grigg and have one good season and play crap.
Well, fingers crossed. That is exactly what happens. But yeah. Charlie Wyke who is known for scoring goals. Anyway, should we go back to the guy I asked, Ben? Or do you want to pipe in?
I got to make, but Will Grigg was no scoring goals or whatever.
No, you carry on, Ben, mate. You know, they spent a lot of money, haven't they? Yeah, it means nothing, does it? It doesn't mean anything until May next year. So they may be top at league, 10 points, 12 points clear by then. I don't know. You don't know what to expect from them, dear. Like you said, they've made on paper some good signings, but in the words of Brian Clough, we don't play on paper, do we? Play on grass. So I weren't Brian Clough that said that, were it? Anyway, it was me that said it.
That saying. I like that. Well done. I'd copyright that.
Yeah, I'll try. Yeah, but either way, I can't. I've shot myself in foot there, and I'm embarrassed now that I've misquoted somebody. But yeah, I don't know, mate. I don't know what to expect, and I don't think any of us can know what to expect. Can we really? We're going to go there and put in the performance that we put in last week. We should be all right. To be fair. I think we managed the game out really well. I think we never got out of second gear last week. So, well, I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. He says, having no knowledge whatsoever.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, if you do want to know what to expect, me and Mick. I think Mick actually Mick's doing this with me. Adam Pendlebury, who is from Progression with Unity, with Athletic Podcast. That will be on our YouTube channel. If you haven't watched it already, go over there. We'll be talking with them about what to expect. Because they've had so many signings, it's difficult to know what to expect. I don't know their manager is, to be honest with you. I've never heard him before him being at Wigan. So, and we'll have a quick chat about what's happened at Wigan the last couple of years, because they've had a roller coaster journey in the last year or two. Wigan. But with it being so early in the season, Danny, all we can judge him on is the signings. One game in, you can't really judge him on that one game. We're judging us on one game, but it's difficult to judge Wigan on that at the minute. Look at their players where they were last season, and it looks like a good window, and this should be a tough opponent.
Yeah, I think people think Wigan's going to be tougher than they give them credit for, because like you say, they've signed good players on paper. But will they do the job at Wigan? That's the question. Like I said, they've signed Charlie Wyke. But I've noticed all of their new signings, bar about 3 or 4, 2 or 3, are all in attacking positions. Like they're all in midfield or further forward. So, and the goals they conceded against Sunderland, one was a penalty, more or less straight after Sunderland kicked off from Wigan's goal. So they kicked off, went down to the other end and won a penalty, and they scored that. And then the second goal was conceded from a corner, So that might play to our advantage with Smith and Wood and Freddie Ladipo lurking on the goal line as well. But they looked very vulnerable from set pieces against Sunderland, which I don't know if that will play into our favour because they all say we're a strong team who like set pieces. But them going forward is the thing that worries me. You know, because like when they went forward against Sunderland, they just went straight through them. They had a cracking shot on target that I think hit the crossbar, and then they put in the rebound. And as we've seen against Accrington, we need to be careful of that. But I think it should be a good test. But I think it'll be one mess up by somebody who either wins the game or keeps the game level. That's the way I'm going to go with it.
This is where we have a bit of an advantage over teams like this, Ben. Let's say, for argument's sake, they've signed loads of really good players. They're only game 2. So even if they end up being a really good team, like Dennis says, those defensive frailties are going to show up in August rather than May. So it's a good time to play Wigan, even Wednesday in a week or two's time. It's a good time to play teams who've made a bucket load of signings, isn't it, early on?
Yeah, I mean, signing loads and loads of players and then not being good at set pieces is like a guarantee because so normally coming from so many different zone marking, we do man marking, we do all this. We don't focus on special teams. We don't focus on set pieces. Do you know what I mean? So I think set pieces. There's this narrative that we're this big, strong, physical Northern team who all we do is go for power and take set pieces that everyone likes to build on. Is what it is, isn't it? Score from a corner, so I guess it's kind of true. But I think set pieces are going to be massive for us, not because we're this big, strong Northern side who like set pieces, because they won't be good at set pieces. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't think it's going to be a hard game. Obviously, it's going to be a hard game because they're in League One for a reason. But I think we can win. We're like that.
Yeah, I think it's one of them leagues where anybody can be anybody, can't they? It's just a tough league. That's how it seems at the minute. Like I say, it's a bit of speculation, really. Let's hope we can stay top of the league. A couple of stats which Mick really, really appreciates. We don't have any wins in the last 5 league games against Wigan. Not a great record. The last time we won was in 2014 when Alex Ravel got his final goal for the club. And Tom Lawrence got his only goal for the club in a 2-1 win. I think in November, December time, 2014. So a little while ago. But yeah, I think we're going to go make. We'll talk about lineups first. Difficult to pick because it's again early days. So there's no settled lineup. It'll be big changes from Tuesday. How similar will it be to Saturday?
I think it'll probably be similar, but I suspect he may go more defensive, playing away from home, knowing that they're kind of more attacking sort of minded, if you like. I think he might play with at least four defenders on pitch rather than the 3 that are established defenders. I'm not saying he's going to change formation, but I suspect he might have Shane Ferguson in there rather than Mikel Miller, just to add that defensive, a bit more sort of defensive strength, if you like. Other than that, I can't see it being much a different team, to be honest, to the one that started against Plymouth. Listen, they are Championship footballers, aren't they? They just had a season playing together in Championship, like we said, and that showed last week. For me, it showed. So we've got another couple of gears to go up yet. So I think we'll be all right, but I do think he'll change it at back potentially. Just strengthen.
Do you think we'll see a Dauphin?
Possibly. But I don't think, if it were me, I wouldn't want to mess too much with that midfield 3 of Barley, Lindsay and Wiles. I'd like to keep them. I wouldn't want to mess with Chio. I'd like to keep Chio in there as well because I think he's a threat. So Mikel Miller, whilst he's a threat, he's not. We need to add something in that defensive. Someone more in that defensive mould. And if I'm swapping out Chio or Miller, it's always going to be Mikel Miller at the moment. So yeah, I I can't see it being much different.
Yeah, that midfield three is important to me, Danny, because I don't think the midfield three against Plymouth, although I don't think they play particularly badly, there was something not quite right about the midfield three. And I wonder if it needs a Dauphin in there just as a bit of more of an anchor than Barlaser can do.
Potentially, but from what we saw of Rathbone in the latter stages of Plymouth and against Accrington, I would put him into midfield. And I thought Inekwe was a bit. He had his moments where he were very good, but at other times he were just a bit. I don't want to say anything insulting towards him, but you know what I mean. He was just a bit off pace a little bit, and I think it's because he had new players around him. Because there was Inekwe, Reg, and Matic. And Matic can't really play in a back three, as we've seen. He's more of a back four. he's more of a back four left back. So I think a Dauphin might go as that right-sided centre back next to Woody, because then Woody acts as the anchor in defence. And we've seen how Harding played at left centre back. He played really well against Plymouth. But I agree with Mick. Don't touch Gio. He is starting on that right-hand side more or less every game he's fit. Because, we know what Chio can do at this level. He's like grease lightning when he goes down the right-hand side. I think Ferguson will start, but Miller will come on for him towards the end to inject pace, because him and Chio can swap wings very easily. So if we've had success down the right-hand side and Chio is blowing a little bit, he can swap with Miller when he comes on and then carry on. And then, of course, Smith and Ladipo up front. I think until we get that other striker in, if we get the other striker in, that'll be our starting pair up front. So yeah, I've gone 3-5-2, but with Rathbone ever so slightly in front of Wiles and Lindsay in midfield.
So you're not playing Barlaser?
No, I'd keep Barlaser on the bench, and if we have to play defensive, I'd bring him on for Rathbone. But yeah, that's my team. Might be wrong. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how kind Fan is to me when I make that selection.
Ben, what are your thoughts compared to Saturday?
I'm going to go Johansson. I'm going to 3-5-2, obviously. I'm going to Johansson. I'm not going to change that back five except for Miller out for that Ferguson lad. I'm going to go same midfield 3 and same midfield 2. Is that
because you don't want to pick anybody else's name?
No, I feel like Barlaser has to play in this league. I feel like Wiles has to play in this league. I think if you're going to swap one out, it's going to be Lindsay. Actually, Wiles didn't play that well, to be honest.
True.
But I'm sticking with that 3 because I feel like he usually stays with the same team. Just why are you laughing at me?
Whatever. I just wonder whether you're going to change your mind.
No, I'm not going to change my mind. But like I said many times, I'm not a football manager. But what one likes to do is not change the team. And the new lads have had 3 weeks. So it'd be a bit unfair to start a lot of them, and especially tamper with the team. We won 2-0, so I don't think it's going to be a much harder game than Plymouth. So I'd stay with roughly the same team, just Miller out.
I enjoyed that, Ben, because not only were you fighting about your hiccups, you were also in Wi-Fi problems as well.
I was fighting indigestion. I was fighting. It's not hiccups, it's indigestion. Okay.
I'm glad you said that, because I was just about to say, Ben, is your tea coming back up?
Mick, I assume your front two is going to stay the same, like Danny said. Right now, it's got to be Smith and Freddie, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's going to ease Josh Coyote in. But like Warney said, he will have a part to play this season. There's no doubt about it, because there is no way that Smithy and Ladapo will stay fit for 46 games. It's just not going to happen, is it?
No.
With suspensions.
Yeah, Smith will.
Well, yeah, but then he'll get a suspension, won't he?
Yeah, that's true.
For getting jumped on. So he'll pick up 5 bookings for no.
Headbutting somebody at Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah. Well, we're playing Wednesday, aren't we? Yeah, but So we've got that joy to come, haven't we?
Yeah, we'll go back to back South Yorkshire derbies after this weekend. Which is fun. And to be fair, Donny and Wednesday got each other this weekend as well. There's 3 South Yorkshire derbies in 3 weeks. Which is
South
strange,
Yorkshire police must love the AFL.
I know.
This fortnight.
I wonder if they've police maybe requested it. Can we get them all out of the way early in August?
Yeah.
I don't know.
When it doesn't really mean out to any clubs.
Yeah. It's better now than on 30th of April or whatever, isn't it? So,
oh, God, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So that's what basically we all decide on fat lineups. Go into Fan Hub and give us your predictions. Just a quick update on Fan Hub table. I'm going to give you a quick update because I'm feeling pretty smug.
Oh no! Don't show mine. Don't show mine. I forgot
Don't
to check
check
in.
mine. Mine went down.
Shouting at me.
So Ronnie Moore is still top of the league. I am closely behind, only 4 points behind him in second place. And we've got Bunsey 150Y as in third place. Lewis Alderman on the pod probably next week is in 11th, so he's sitting pretty. I'm trying to find any one of us. Danny, what's your username on it?
You don't want to look for mine. You don't want to look for mine.
Oh, wait, no. Danny, are you 28?
Hang on, I'll tell
Danny
you.
G.
Danny G?
Yeah.
Might be.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find Ben.
No, I'm not 28th at all. No, I'm 41st.
Ah.
Oh, yeah, no, don't. I'm 34.
Yeah. That is unfortunate for but yeah. So get on there.
How's Ronnie Moore top? What the hell? He's
therefore
getting Warren Sterling.
He's a football manager and he's friends with the football. I'm not saying he's in
yeah, Warren Sterling in the squad. That's why.
But as we've discussed, it's not only about your selection. You get 11 out of 11, but you still won't be top of the league. You've still got to check in. Again, listening to this podcast through it and reading the articles pushes your scores up massively. So if you're not listening through possibly checking in and from this weekend, one of the most important, the miles travelled to the game will count as well. That will also push your score up. So if you go to Wigan and check in, that will push your score up quite significantly. So
I tell you what though, with this miles travelled thing, I want to get at least 100 score for going all the way down to Plymouth and back for an away day. I want like 1,000 shares off him for doing that.
Yeah, definitely deserve that, mate. So I think we've covered everything. Just but anyway, let's do score predictions. Score predictions this time of the season are ridiculously pointless, but let's do it anyway. Ben, you started off last season with a bang. I'm pretty sure you got Saturday.
Oh yeah, I got it bang on to the minute and the scorer and the way the goal was constructed. I got it bang on. I'm going to go 2-0.
Still living off that, mate.
Yeah. Well, has anyone come close?
Ago.
No, I didn't think so. Has anyone come close? I didn't think so.
He's still got the quote on his wall of him getting it right.
Let it go, Ben. You don't catch me hanging on to stuff. I'll let everything go. Once it's done, and it's in past.
I'm going 2-0.
Gavin.
2-0. I'm very positive. Danny?
Well, I got the Plymouth scoreline half right. I just expected too much of Plymouth to actually score. I'll want to say 1-0 either way, but then it's like I'm on the fence. I will say 1-0 to Rotherham.
Fair enough. I am going to go 1-1.
It'll be Smith from a corner, I reckon.
Mick, you were closest last week. Although I went 1-0, you went 3-0. Like, they are literally just as close to each other from last week, I suppose. What are your?
I went 1-0 as well.
Yeah,
apologies.
I'm going to go 2-0 Millers. I'm going to say we're going to keep another clean sheet.
So you're copying Ben?
Why is that what Ben said? 2-0 Millers.
Yeah, you can copy him. You can both have the same answer. That's fine.
Yeah, no, you can copy me. You want to be like me? It's fine.
I didn't know that's what you'd said. I weren't listening to you.
I weren't listening.
All right.
Just start switching off when Ben starts talking, mate.
Hey.
So that is the end of the show. I think that's all we've got. Anything else anyone wants to add up add up, talk about, mention? Is there anything else I forgot? I think we've covered everything so far. And
Not
Danny's
from
got a
me.
fly, he's fighting.
I'm going to kill it soon. It keeps buzzing around my head. Go away. What do you think?
So, if you aren't already, please follow us on Facebook and Twitter because there'll be some stuff out. As when we get new stuff out, you'll see it through there. If you go to newyorktalk.co.uk, there'll be the match preview will be up from Danny tomorrow, up for you today on Friday afternoon. That'll be up and looking ahead, and then on Sunday and Monday the review will be up. Subscribe on YouTube because you'll be able to see the scouting report, as we already mentioned, from Wigan for looking ahead to the Wigan Athletic game. And on Sunday night, we will have the scouting report looking ahead to Morecambe. We've already got Morecambe fan lined up to come on Sunday night at 9 o'clock. So if you subscribe to that, then you'll be able to see that. Also, Danny's Matchday vlog from Wigan, all being well, will be up Sunday or Monday. So you can look back at what will hopefully be a fantastic away day for everybody involved.
Yes, fingers crossed.
And don't forget, get your final predictions in before 1:30, because if you get them in after, well, you can't get them in after. So make sure you do that as well. So you can charge up the table and move us up further as a club, further up the table. So thank you all for listening and watching. We do really appreciate everybody that watches and listens and gets involved. We spoke to somebody at the weekend who thinks that Ben's a star of the show. So we do appreciate everybody for that. So Mick, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. It's good to be back in England.
And Ben, you've took your headphones off. You're done, mate, aren't you?
Yeah, that went. Say something about me. Someone said something about me.
Don't worry about it, mate. But thanks for coming.
Yeah, you will.
And Danny, mate, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, always good to be on here talking about football.
Absolutely. And we will see you all for the podcast again on Monday morning as we will look back at Wigan and looking ahead to Morecambe on Tuesday. Thank you very much and see you soon.
Ringo looking towards Agard. Ravel, ambitious, but brilliant.